Hello. Hello, everyone. I feel like there's people here already. How'd you guys get here so fast? Okay. Am I here? Am I live? Can you see me? Hello. Oh, okay. I am so unprepared for this live chat. I feel like I'm like super close to the camera. Can you see me? I just got done finished filming a video, and I got done and clicked the camera off. It was 2:55. I was like, ah, gotta hurry. So, so woo, we made it. We made it in time. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to get my hair done tomorrow because I don't know what's going on here. Hi everyone. Okay, I'm so excited to be here. Another live. We did one yesterday morning. We're doing one right now, and we're doing one tomorrow night. I think I said 7:30 CST tomorrow night. If you guys want to join me, I'll be doing another live. So I'm super excited about that. Hey everyone, Debbie's here. Hey, Allison's here. Kim's here. Hello, Kim. How are you? Rosalind, Selena. Oh, goodness, I was so rushed. I filmed a review video just following up a bunch of different things, and I used the Colourpop orange palette, and I was in such a rush. I had to film a video before that, and I just put one shadow all over my eyes, and I was like, I'll come back before I film the review video and add like a shimmer in here. Totally forgot until I was almost all the way through the video, and then I was like, oh yeah, I meant to put a shimmer on my lids, and I didn't. It's been one of those days, guys. It's been one of those days, but I'm so excited. I was only like 2 minutes late to the live chat. Not bad. I did have some ideas for today's live chat, and then I wasn't able to make it work. But actually, what I thought of, again, as I was sitting down, I wanted to do like, my idea was to do like some different like BuzzFeed quizzes, because I was listening to a podcast the other day and they took some, and I thought it was kind of funny. And there's ones on like what YouTuber you most like. Like, I thought that would be fun to do, but I would have to do it from my phone, and my phone is what I'm doing the live on. So I was like, how was I planning to make that happen unless I like brought in my laptop with me? Maybe, if you guys like that idea, maybe we could do it tomorrow and I could just remember to bring my laptop in, but hello, I don't know what I was thinking there. Whew. Okay, all right. With these lives, I've been doing some this week in instead of doing my daily double upload like I've been doing throughout August. I'm kind of having the beginning of these lives touch on the challenge that I was doing. So if you're interested in checking out my August challenge, I'll have some links below when this goes back up on the replay. But yesterday, today, and tomorrow are all repeat days that we've had on the challenge calendar. So I thought instead we could just do some lives. I've been really trying to push myself to do different things and try different things in August, and get out of my comfort zone and all of that. I've been doing some Instagram lives and different things, and trying to do the YouTube lives and things like that. So yeah, that's what that's kind of like why I'm doing 3 lives in a row, if that makes sense. But I did want to touch on, in case you guys are following the challenge and you want to like talk about the calendar for today and all of that. I thought I would touch on that first, and then we can do them. Then we can go into other topics and all. But today, and so what I kind of titled this live chat, what I had on the calendar today was to delete one bad habit. And when this came up earlier in the calendar, the bad habit that I decided to touch on, because I definitely have like, I feel like I have many bad habits, but one that I decided to touch on was my sudden need for coffee in the mornings. I was not that way forever. Like, it's been in the past like few months here that I started really getting into Starbucks, and Starbucks has a game now. Have you guys been playing their like summer game? I'm a sucker for games. Like, when McDonald's used to do Monopoly before that got found out that was a scam and broke my heart, I would eat way too much McDonald's. Man, you guys, when McDonald's had Monopoly, there would be times that I would go just to like get a soda because I wanted to get the little stickers and the little pieces. Way too much McDonald's when they would play Monopoly. It's probably a good thing that they don't anymore, but now Starbucks is doing this game and I just want to spin the wheel every time. Why? So I talked about how I was trying to delete that bad habit, and Yes, McDonald's Monopoly was a scam. There's like a whole like documentary about it. I watched it one time, or no, I read an article. I read an article about it, and I was like screenshotting because I was just reading it off my phone because it like popped up randomly or something. I don't even know how I found this. And I was taking screenshots of certain ones and like sending it to my husband, like, why would they ruin such a good thing? But yeah, I mean, totally, I would say Google it because it's actually like hard for me to even describe like what like how it even all went down. But that's why they don't have Monopoly no more. It's a scam. People always gotta ruin it. Mm, mm, not okay. But I do feel like I've been doing pretty good at cutting down my coffee. In July, because I was doing kind of like a challenge like this in July just for myself, I cut it out for a week and I did a really good job. And then I fell back into it. I haven't cut it out for a week this time, but I've done a lot better job of, I definitely haven't been getting it every day, which is good. I feel like I've been doing like 3 times a week right now. Just not great. It's not great. I'm not doing as well as I was hoping maybe I would, but I'm not doing as bad as I have. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's kind of one thing that I'm trying to focus on a little bit, and yeah, we'll see how I do. I do have a mini Keurig, but I don't know. I feel like it just doesn't taste as good when I make it at home. I haven't used it in a while. I'm not gonna lie, but it is. It's a gradual process, and like I was saying in the first video that I did, is I'm really bad at like just cutting things out cold turkey because then it just makes me want it more. There was a time. There was a time I can remember my husband coming home from work and he said he saw one of our friends that day and our okay, I'm trying to think the best way to explain it. He saw one of our friends that day that he hadn't seen in a while. It'd been like a few months since he'd seen him. So, oh, I saw, so and so today. I was like, oh, great. How was he? He goes, skinny. I was like, okay. Are you mad? And he's like, he just really like looks like he lost a lot of weight. Like he looks really good. Like da da da. Because this guy was always kind of like a bigger guy. And I'm like, well, did you talk to him about it? Like, did you do something differently? And he goes, he cut out sugar. Now I was like, good for him. I'm super happy for him. And my husband's looking at me and I'm looking at him and I'm like, do not say that we should cut out sugar. Do not say we should cut out sugar. And he goes, I think I'm going to try to cut out sugar. I was like, okay. So a lot of times, like when we try to do things, like we try to do them together, like we try to make like a team effort. Like Mitch and I have tried like eating fast food. We've tried to stop like drinking pop and things like that. So, but we try to do it together because, if it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and eat super healthy, and Mitch is like, I'm going to, Burger King, whatever, peace out. It's like, Burger King too, So we try to do things together. And he's like, think I'm gonna try to cut out sugar. I was like, oh, okay. And we really started looking at labels during that time, like because I had already cut out soda at this point. Or what I try to do is have one soda a month is like what I say I'm gonna do. And I think it was in June. It was either in June or July. I didn't have one. And I was super proud of myself. I was like, yes, go girl. But I had already cut out soda at this time, and it's interesting because when I cut out soda or pop, I say it both ways. I was thinking like, oh, I'm making like healthier decisions because I'm having a lemonade or I'm having this juice. But if you really start to look at the labels, you would see like, that's really not always true. And so at this time, I was drinking a lot of Gatorade. And I actually looked at the Gatorade label one time and I saw how much sugar was in the particular Gatorade that I liked. And I was like, man, you just ruined Gatorade for me. Like, come on. And so that was a bummer. But I felt like during that time, all I wanted was sugar and candy and ice cream. And at one point I was even like, we should make brownies. Like we never make brownies, but I was like, I'm really craving brownies. Because I swear when I have in my mind, take like you have to like completely cut this out or like cut back or do whatever, I crave it. So I have to do like little baby steps instead. And that's what I did with the soda. And I mentioned when I did cut out soda for the first time, I had caffeine withdrawal super, super bad. The first time I ever tried, I was actually in college because I can remember being in like our dorm rooms on campus. I actually had to call into work one day because I had such a blinding headache that I was like, there's no way I can go to work. And I was not, I think that was the first time I had ever called into my job at the hospital that I was working at. And I felt really stupid. I can remember like going to my boss the next day and I was like, I've tried cutting out pop and for some reason it gave me this weird reaction. And they were like, yeah, that's caffeine withdrawal. I was like, oh. So when I decided that I wanted to cut out soda again, I would gradually take steps back and take steps back. And now I'm to the point where I either have one a month or some months I don't have any and I'm doing okay. So that's the best way that I can do it. I'm really bad. And I know some people do like I'm trying to read some of your comments. They've been going through really fast, but some of you are saying that cold turkey just works better for you or like that's how you have to do it. I mean, everyone is different and you got to find the best ways that work for you. So I found cutting cold turkey doesn't work for me. That's the best way, but we're all different and all of that. But it's so funny that I can like remember vividly him coming home. He cut out sugar. I was like, don't say it. Don't say you want to cut out sugar, man. If you guys follow me on like Twitter or Instagram, like, oh man, I share a lot of ice cream photos. Okay, ice cream is one of my biggest weaknesses, man. Mindset Masker, you said cold turkey works better for me, but you had a migraine the first week. Yeah, it's tough when I can, okay, how do I say this? I knew that caffeine, ice cream is bae. Yes, it is. I knew that caffeine could cause you to, get a, what am I trying to say? Like dependent on it and all of that. Like I knew that about caffeine, but for some reason I was like, it's not going to affect me, especially when I'm in college, like you're so invincible. Like it's definitely not going to happen to me. I'm fine. I can stop drinking coffee or pop for caffeine. And then when I couldn't, I was like, dang, not invincible. Bummer. What is my favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, Jenna's here. Hey, Jenna. Unrelated, I've had more nachos this year compared to my whole life because of your stories. Yes. Nachos. My favorite flavor of ice cream, I just like so many different ones. I'm a big fan of like mint chocolate chip. I'm a big fan, like what I've really been digging right now is these ice cream bars. It's vanilla ice cream but with caramel mixed in it and then like a hard chocolate over it. Delightful. Those are great. I'm just cookies and cream, cookie dough. Love cookie dough. When I go to Cold Stone, I get cake batter with Oreo in it. I also remember a time in college where I was experimenting with food and finding different things that I liked. And my situation, how do I want to say this? I did live with my mom my senior year, and my senior year of high school, I did live with my mom. And she was always like she was a really good cook. Like she knew how to cook well. I did not inherit that from her at all. Neither me nor my sister. We can't cook, but my mom can. And she would try to teach us, she would try to get us involved, and it's just like totally over our heads. Like we just don't get it. But so even though I did live with my mom, but I still had quite a bit of freedom with her. But mealtime was like mealtime, and a lot of times I'd be in the kitchen with her, or like I would always do like the cleanup and everything, like the dishes and whatnot. So when I did go off to college, I was like, I can eat whatever I want and do whatever I want. Like it's gonna be great. I'm gonna make all these like adult decisions. And so one of my adult decisions was eating like a whole I'm not gonna say a whole box, like a half a box of these vanilla wafer cookies, but not just them, buying frosting, like vanilla frosting, sometimes with like some sprinkles in it or something like that. and dipping the vanilla wafers in the frosting and eating them. That was a pretty adult move right there. I felt pretty good about that decision for a long time. And another one of my adult moves when I went off to college was I found that I really liked buying chocolate ice cream, like a carton of chocolate ice cream, and then buying Oreos and then putting the Oreos in the chocolate ice cream. I thought that was the most genius move of life. Like, I was like, how is this not a thing? How did I just discover this? I am a genius. And then I can remember one day going to the grocery store and like looking at all of the like specialty ice creams, and like not only was there chocolate and Oreo, there was also mint ice cream with Oreos in there, and I was like, oh, I didn't invent that. Thought I did. Was gonna try to get a patent on it. Turns out that was already a thing. But those were some great eating habits that I had my first year of college. Yikes. Okay, let's see. The comments are going so fast. You guys are so funny. Cordy says, as I'm getting older, I'm slowly losing my sweet tooth. I can now only eat a little. You know, I honestly, like, I wouldn't be sad if that happened to me. I really wouldn't. Sarah says, Oreos and peanut butter. I have never tried that myself. I'm not a huge peanut butter fan. For some reason, I eat peanut butter sandwiches when I have headaches, which I don't get very often. I'm not, like, I don't get a lot of migraines. I don't get a lot of bad headaches, but for some reason when I have headaches, I go to peanut butter because at, I'm trying to think like how old I was. I don't know. I was a lot younger, but I had like an aunt, like a second aunt or something tell me that peanut butter helps with headaches, and that's always stayed in my head. Like to this day, when I have a headache, I'm like, need some peanut butter. I don't even know if it actually works. I don't know. I don't know if it actually works, but I eat peanut butter when I have headaches. You said your first year of college, I was a big fan of eating raw cookie dough. Not great. Oh, I can't really eat sweet stuff like I used to either. It makes my throat sore. Jenna says cheese is my weakness. Dude, you know when people are like, you should cut out bread, cheese, and chocolate? It's like a direct hit to my heart. Why we gotta give those things up? I love cheese. I love cheese on everything. My husband loves cheese. Like when we make things, like there are times where we really like Home Chef. We order Home Chef almost every week, 2 or 3 boxes or so, or sometimes a lunch. And we'll make something, you know, if it's like a pasta or, you know, just a dish where it comes with cheese and you put the cheese on top, we literally buy an extra bag of cheese at the grocery store and use more cheese on top of what's already given to us in the recipe. Not great. Not great, you guys. I'm a little embarrassed that I just told that story. But yeah. Big fan of cheese, big fan of bread, big fan of chocolate and sweets. I wish my eating habits were better. I try hard, especially as I've like gotten older. I've tried really hard to balance myself out more, and I try to be aware of that too on social media, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel bad, like I keep posting like just ice cream photos, like but I try to post, like, especially when we do Home Chef, because I always feel like really proud and I try to make it like a pretty plate and everything. But we do try to, like, I should say me for sure, I do try to balance as well as I can, you know, for health also, and you know, just to like not always feel there was a time several years ago where Mitch and I were, oh gosh, we were eating so bad. We were eating fast food, I'm not kidding you guys, nearly every single day. And I would get to a point where we're on like day 5, day 6, and it's like, where you want to go? You want to go like McDonald's or Wendy's or Arby's or Burger King? Like that used to be our conversations. Like, what do you want for dinner tonight? McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Arby's. Like we would just name everything that was by us, and we're like, oh, okay, we could go here. It was so bad. But we would get on like day 5, and I'm like, I don't feel good. I physically don't feel good. I can't eat this way. I can't keep eating like this. And that's, I feel like around that time, and especially with me complaining, and I feel like it took me complaining for Mitch to be like, you know, I really don't like doing this either. That again, we've learned that we really do have to make it, you know, like a team thing. And we gave up fast food for a long time. We still did like Jimmy John's and Subway, but we tried not doing McDonald's, Burger King, Arby's, Wendy's, you know, like different places like that. We really tried to make a change. So yeah, that was, oh, like physically, I was like, I can't do this. I feel like crap. And oh, oh, I'm glad we're not, back to that too. And we did just move to a new town. We've been here for about 3 months, and it's pretty small, and there's not a lot of places, but like honestly, especially when it comes to eating, there are times where I'm like, I wish we had more restaurants or just more options. It helps with Mitch. He used to travel when he got his new job. He would have to travel an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. So a lot of times we weren't even able to have dinner, or he was like eating on the road as he was driving home, or we would get like a Home Chef box and I would start the Home Chef, and like he would come and then like we would finish it together and things like that. But sometimes it's nice to have just like a little bit of variety. So I was going to say that I'm glad that Mitch enjoys cooking, and he doesn't enjoy coming up with the recipes as much as he actually likes making things. And I don't necessarily love looking at recipes because everything sounds overwhelming to me. So even though Mitch can handle it and like he can do it, I'll read a recipe and be like, that sounds too complicated. So, you know, sometimes it was nice to have a few more options where we were. But at the same time, I feel like we've been eating so much healthier since we've moved here. We've been doing so many more dinners at home. We've been like I've been trying to get a little bit more better at, instead of immediately looking at a recipe and writing it off, actually like either screenshotting it or calling him into the office and being like, what do you think about this one? Like, is this something that you want to make? And, you know, different things like that. So, so I feel like we've been eating healthier, making better decisions since we moved. So that's always a good thing. Jenna said, one thing I find that helps with cutting things out is telling myself I don't choose this today. Not that I can't have it. Helps change the focus from forbidden to just not today. That's a really good point. Yeah, that's a good one, Jenna. Sarah says, I eat pretty healthy food. I rarely eat fast food, especially because I have eczema on my skin and eating. Ooh, no, I don't want to. Oh, no. Okay. Eczema on my skin and eating healthy helps, but when I go out to eat, I don't mind eating some fast food and sweets. Yeah, Paola says choosing. I love that. Definitely. Tara says you use Pinterest recipes. I did Pinterest recipes a ton. I had a huge recipe thing, and then I would just have Mitch come in on my computer and go through them, and he'd be like, this one and this one, and then I would make the grocery list from there. I utilized Pinterest a ton too. That was definitely very helpful. Right now I'm really utilizing Pinterest for like decorating more than recipes, but Katie says Aries doesn't watch what she eats. She just works out every day, my role model. Well, thank you, Rochelle. Oh, thank you. If that's what I think, thank you so much. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Emily says you use Crafts website. Oh, they have a lot of super easy recipes. That's cool. Love recipe websites. YouTube cooking videos are really helpful for me. So, here's another embarrassing story if you guys want to hear this. Emily Noel posted a photo of some food the other day. And she was saying that she made this recipe and she thought it was super easy. And she said it was actually also keto, because I think her husband follows like the keto diet. And I was like, I should go, like, I should check that out. And she had left I think it was like a swipe up on Instagram stories. And I was like, I should go check that out and see what it's about. And I was looking at this recipe and I was like, I think this actually sounds fairly easy. It was just like chicken, cheese, there was spinach involved. I was like, I think that I can do this. And I had put this on my July challenge calendar, so it kind of reflects or kind of ties in with the challenge. I had put on July that one of my goals was to like find a recipe by myself, do the grocery shopping, and make the entire recipe by myself without Mitch's help, because I really don't do that. Mitch is usually in the kitchen or telling me what to do. And one thing that I've actually had to say to Mitch is that I feel like if I do want to cook, I actually don't want him in the kitchen, because he'll be very like, oh, you should do it this way, you should do it that way. And I'm like, but I have to learn. Like, I do want to learn how to cook. I want to be better at it. And sometimes when you have someone that's like, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, it's like, I kind of want to learn that for myself. you know, and I try to watch him when he cooks, and when he's doing it, he's explaining it to me, so I'm kind of like learning that way. But then when it's my turn and I'm in there, I really just want to be by myself, and I just want to figure it out, because you know, it kind of like makes me nervous, or like, do it that way, not that way. It's like, okay, like just let me do it. So that was one of my big things, was that I really wanted to do it all by myself. And so Emily posted this recipe, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. I did the grocery shopping for it, and it was super, super easy. It literally was like chicken, cream cheese, there was spinach, I think some shredded cheese. Did I say chicken? It was super easy, and I was like, all right, I'm doing it. And I did the whole recipe by myself, and I was so proud. And I remember pulling it out of the oven. I was like, this looks like edible. This looks like we can eat this. This is gonna be awesome. And then we did eat it, and it was actually so good. I'm totally making it again. I saved the recipe. I'll be making it again. It was quick. It was easy, and it actually tasted really good. So I was really proud of myself, but it was so funny. I had that on my July list of like things to complete in July, like goals for July. I did that July 31st. I put it off the entire month. So I was like, I don't want to. I'm going to fail. I'm going to screw this up. Like, I was super nervous to do it, but it turned out really well. But then it was like my confidence was too high, because we had or it was either the next week or the following week, but it was pretty shortly after that. I was still like, you know, like we'd just be randomly hanging out on the couch, and I'd be like, hey, remember that time I made that chicken recipe and it was really good? And Mitch was like, yes. Like, you remind me every day. And I'm like, okay, I'm just making sure you know. But it was like I will find the recipe, and I will link it when I fill out the description box on the playback. Yes, I will find it, and I will do that. But then, so we had a Home Chef box, like, I think maybe it was like 2 weeks later, but I was still like really riding high on this confidence, okay? And I was like, I can do this, because like I said, usually Mitch is like doing it. I'm the person that puts like the foil on the baking sheet for like if there's, you know, bread, or if like you're cooking some vegetables. Like, I get the baking sheet out, I put the foil on it, spray it a little bit, preheat the oven. You gotta have someone to preheat the oven. That's me. That's my job. Hey, Sarah. Yes, I did share it on Instagram, Jennifer. So it was a shrimp recipe. It was like a shrimp pasta. And let me tell you, like, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And I was like, no, because now I feel like I'm scared again. Like, I'm scared. I had so much confidence. I was like, I can do this. This is going to be great. And oh gosh, it went really wrong. So I'm trying to think of like how it even started. Basically, the biggest problem, what happened, was I used a different burner on the stove. And because we had like multiple things going, there was like water, you know, that was being boiled for the pasta, and then you had to make shrimp in this other pan. And so I had water over here. I was going to do the shrimp over here, and I didn't know, because I really haven't used the new oven in our or the oven in our new house. I didn't realize that one of the boilers one of the burners gets super hot in like 2.5 seconds. Even if you have it on low, it thinks it's on the extremist high temperature, and I didn't realize that. So in this other pan, I was supposed to put in some oil and some garlic, and then I was gonna make the shrimp on there and then add it to the pasta. So I put the oil in, and it's immediately like just sprouts up like that. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I have it on low. The oil like splatters hit my arm, and my arm starts to turn bright red, because I burned myself on oil. And I'm like, what? And then like immediately it's just panic city. I'm panicking, and I'm like, okay, but I need to put the garlic in there. So I grabbed the garlic that I so painstakingly peeled off the little skin and all of that. I put that in the thing, and it goes from like regular garlic to burnt garlic in 5 seconds. And I'm thinking, oh no, this is not going well. But in my mind, I'm like, you got to keep going. Maybe this is normal. Like, you got to keep doing it. So I'm like holding my arm, which is burnt, trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to put the shrimp in the pan, because I'm like, gotta get the shrimp. I turn the burner all the way off. I turn it off because I'm like, something's wrong with this burner. I don't know what's going on. I turn the burner completely off, and it is still like the oil and stuff is still like shooting out everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh. So the shrimp is now burning. And so I'm trying to take the shrimp off. At the same time, on the other boiler, the water has finally started to boil, and the water starts to boil over, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna burn the house down. I'm gonna burn the house down. What is happening? The whole time, Mitch is in the shower because he'd been outside. He did our fence in the yard. So he'd been putting the fence in, and he came in at one point and he said, how's it going? And all I had at that point was the water was, you know, getting ready to boil, and I think I was chopping something. I was like chopping the garlic or something like that. And I was like, everything's great, sweetie. I'm doing fine in here. And then he gets in the shower and I'm like, help me, somebody help me. I'm burnt. It was the worst, but then it gets even better, you guys. It gets even better. So as we were getting ready to, like, as Mitch had come in and we were looking at the recipe, he goes, oh, we don't need the tomatoes because neither of us like tomatoes. So when we have like a home chef recipe and the tomatoes come in it, we usually just throw the tomatoes away. You know, they're usually like on the side or like a topping or something like that. So Mitch had even said to me, oh, we don't need the tomatoes. And I was like, yes, we don't need the tomatoes. So after everything is going on and the water's boiling and I'm burnt and there's oil everywhere and the shrimp is burned and there's no more garlic and the house smells terrible right now, the next step was to like make this pasta sauce. And so it says, put the tomatoes in here and like mush them to make this sauce. And I'm like, well, no, because we don't like tomatoes. And Mitch said we're not using the tomatoes. So I'm definitely not doing the tomatoes. And then there was something else that I had to add in, but as I was doing that, I realized I'm making a pasta and that literally is the pasta sauce is coming from the tomatoes. I have to use the tomatoes. And then I just get super confused because I'm like, do I still use the tomatoes? Am I supposed to use all the tomatoes? Is it going to be too tomato-y? Is Mitch going to not like it because there's tomatoes? I was so confused. I didn't know what to do. And Mitch finally comes out of the shower and I'm just crying at this point. I'm still trying so hard, but I'm crying and he comes out and I'm holding my arm. And he's like, what happened? And I'm like, I'm in the garlic. And then there's oil and there's tomatoes. I don't know what to do. I was so embarrassed because I had so much confidence from the freaking chicken recipe and it all went wrong. And so Mitch was trying so hard to calm me down. It's like, it's okay. I was like, we just have to order a pizza. I don't know what else to do. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. And so we tried and it it was fine. The pasta was not great. The pasta part was not great. And there was pretty much no sauce because I explained about the tomatoes and even Mitch was like, that's my bad. Like, I didn't look at the recipe because I was like, you told me not to use the tomatoes. And he's like, I almost threw the tomatoes away for it. Like, I almost threw them in the garbage because I figured we weren't going to be using the tomatoes. And so he almost threw them away. So that would have been really bad. But literally, there was like 6 of these like little tiny tomatoes, you know. He put like 6 in there and he tried to mash them up as best as he could, but it was just pretty much gone. So it was kind of like a dry pasta with some shrimp in it, and then we tried to put cheese on it. Not the best home chef meal. For sure. So that was a little bit rough for me, but I hope that you guys enjoyed that story because I literally started crying. Oh gosh. I just had so much confidence. I really thought I could take it on. It seemed like it was so easy, and really, it was that burner. And Mitch even said to me, he goes, I should have realized that you were gonna have to use multiple burners because he's cooked plenty on that stove. He's like, I forgot to tell you that even if it's on the very lowest setting, it gets so hot. Like, you really can't even use the burner. Like, you shouldn't even use that one. And so really, that was like the main issue. If that hadn't happened, I think everything might have gone well. Who knows? I probably would have found a way to screw it up, but I try so hard. I have not cooked since then. And that was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago or something. Mm-mm. All I've done is make s'mores in the oven on the broil feature. That is all that I've done. I'm too scared. I really want to make an Undomestic goddess shirt because I really enjoy calling myself an undomestic goddess. That's what I feel like I am. What is broiling? Ooh, how do I describe broil? So on our oven, we have like a bake feature and we have broil. And if you broil, so what it does to the marshmallows is it makes it so it's kind of like they're almost like cooked in a fire because it has like that brown top to it. Like you can actually, I've burned marshmallows. Broil goes like this. You can't really like walk away from your marshmallows if you're making them for s'mores, unless you like burnt marshmallows, then you can. But it gives that nice like brown crispy top to it. Broiling cooks like the top layer. Yeah, like that. But someone recommended it to me. I think it was on Twitter because I love s'mores also. As we get back to bad habits, I love s'mores, but I would make the marshmallows in the microwave, and it basically just like made the marshmallows hot and kind of like rubbery, and it was like they would like poof up really big, and then they'd get really small, and then they were just like not great. So someone recommended broiling, and you know, not to be dramatic to say like life changing, but kind of life changing. I love making my s'mores that way. I had one of my most like satisfying one of my most satisfying like boomerangs that I did on Instagram was me pressing the what am I trying to say? The chocolate into the marshmallow and watching the marshmallow like I have it saved on my phone, just like if I'm in a bad mood or like I'm feeling sad one day, it's like, let's go look up that boomerang. Puts me in a good mood every time. Maybe I'll reshare that one on my Instagram stories too. I think I even shared it on Twitter. Like, this was my day. Chocolate marshmallow. Getting kind of hungry. I'm gonna have to go have a snack after this. Elizabeth said, my grandma has made s'mores with us using the gas stove burner. Totally safe, I'm sure. I have definitely done that myself too when we had like the gas stoves. Oh yeah, and I've put it on like the little stick too to help get it right in there like I'm on a real fire. I've definitely done that also. Yeah, probably not super safe, but broil if you can. You know, I still have not found a nacho place. Courtney says I should have nachos for a snack. We haven't found a nacho place yet, and I have a lot of people really working hard for me though. And just the other day, one of my sister-in-laws texted me and said they went to a town, kind of like the next town over from us, and she said they had nachos there and they were really good. And I was like, thank you. So that was the first text I woke up to that morning. Like, it was already there. I was like, thank you so much for thinking of me. And then she has another text that says, actually just pulled up their menu online and nachos is not on there. Don't know if you have to special order them or not. And I was like, no, why is the nachos not on the menu? But we're gonna try to head over there at some point to see if they have nachos, because other than that, there are no nachos here. So I'm very sad. But hopefully I can find some. Let's just think good thoughts, positive vibes that we're gonna find some nachos. Courtney says, I feel your pain. I can't find a good taco place in Oregon yet. Guess I have to go back to Minnesota. Dang, that's rough. I feel your pain. I'm with you right there. April says, we make s'mores on the campfire every time we go camping. So good. I mean, I'm not really like a camping person, but if I do camping and there's not s'mores or like people don't seem interested in it, I get concerned. Like, I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you guys? Why are you camping then? Like, I feel like that's the main point of camping, is to make s'mores. That's what I think. Faux show. I did make some nachos at home the one day. Mitch and I both had them, and we both kind of agreed, like, they're fine. But I don't know. Just, I feel like I haven't. Nachos and, this is going to sound really weird, but salads. I feel like I can't make a good salad at home. I love salads, but I just can't. I don't know what it is. I can't make a good salad at home, and that bums me out because I would love to be that person that's like, I eat a salad for lunch every day, and I'm just like, I don't enjoy them. It really bums me out. I actually used to really love McDonald's, which sounds bad, but McDonald's had a s'more salad. No, they had a Caesar salad, and it was really good. And all of a sudden one day, like I used to get their Caesar salad like once a week. I'm sure it was still bad for you, you know, even like I'm aware that even though you're eating a salad, you can still be having things in it that's not great for you. I know that. So just because it's a salad doesn't make it healthy. I know. But it sometimes make me feel a little better about myself, okay? And I went to get the salad one day, and they're like, sorry, we don't offer the Caesar salad anymore. And I'm like, why? Because I feel like Caesar salad is, it's pretty basic, right? Like, it's the Caesar salad, but they still offer all these, like, crazy ones that I'm like, really? Are more people ordering them than the Caesar salad? But we don't have a Wendy's here. No Wendy's. Because I know before we moved, I did try a Wendy's salad. I'm trying to think of which one it was. I think it was just a Caesar salad. And I thought it was really good, but no, we don't. I wish there was a Wendy's here because I like their chicken sandwiches too. They don't feel so, they don't seem as like greasy as some of the other ones. But yeah, so McDonald's doesn't offer their Caesar salad anymore, which I thought was weird, but what do you do? Oh man, Wendy's chicken Caesar salad, so good. You know, I also really miss having a Panera. And I liked Panera, but I didn't absolutely like love Panera. Like I wasn't like, I want Panera every week. Like if someone was like, where do you want to go for like lunch or dinner? I wasn't always like Panera, but I actually really miss having Panera because I just felt like it was just like good food that I didn't, you know, it was just like good food. So actually one of the last times that I went back to the Des Moines area, I went to Panera and it was really good, and that made me miss it even more. Is Panera kind of like Subway? Panera, how would I describe it? Like they have soups and salads and sandwiches. They have like kind of their thing I think is like really fresh ingredients. Yes, I took Panera for granted. I did. I'm sorry, Panera. I didn't mean to take you for granted, but yeah, they kind of like their focus on is, you know, like better for you food and just like good quality food and, you know, like nicer sandwiches and things like that. Although their soup bread bowls are also really good. It's literally a bread bowl, like a hunk of bread with some bread out of it and then soup in it. So you can eat the soup and then you can eat the bread. Also not great for you. I understand. But it's really good. So yeah, I took Panera for granted, and now I'm sad that I don't have it. So yeah, I think my husband is home. That's early. He's home early if that is him. Otherwise it's a FedEx truck. I don't know. We'll see if Harry starts barking like crazy. Panera is the only place I can find chicken wild rice soup on the West Coast. Oh, Janice says Panera is a dangerous place for me to go eat. It can get a little bit pricey. Not gonna lie, but I did have some gift cards the last time I went. My mom had sent me some gift cards, which I didn't use before I moved, even though I knew I was moving somewhere that didn't have a Panera, but that was how much I took Panera for granted. I classify Panera as a sit-down soup, salad, and sandwich place focused on fresh, healthy ingredients. Yes, that is what I would. That is a good way to say it. Oh, I saw some. Oh, that went by too fast. But they said, you make bread bowls at home. Nice. Elizabeth says, at least you have a Starbucks. The small town is jealous. Yes, we do. It's the one. It's like in the grocery store, so you have to go in. There's no like drive-through, and also there's no because I have the Starbucks app. So embarrassing. But I have the app, and it was really handy in Des Moines to just be able to like find the closest store and order it and then just go pick it up. You can just walk in and pick it up. I think you can do it through the drive-through too, but it was just easier to just like go right in, and they have like a mobile order stand and you just grab it and go. Super easy. We don't have that here. There, you don't have the option to do that. And also, I didn't know this. Last week when I was there, I was waiting for Starbucks, and two girls came up behind me and they ordered, and one was like, oh, I have a reward, because if you have the app you can like build points and stars and different things like that, and then you can get like a free drink or a free, I don't really know, to be honest. There's just different things that you can do with your rewards. So the one guy was like, oh, I have a reward for a free drink. And the lady goes, we can't redeem rewards here. We can only do free birthday drinks. And so, I clocked that in my head. I was like, oh, no, you can't even redeem your rewards here. But we do have it. But we do have the Starbucks. So there is that. But I thought that was kind of interesting that you can't do the rewards. So Carrie said, I live in a town that barely has anything. We have a McDonald's, Subway, and A&W. Oh, I'm so jealous. A couple pizza places, Casey's, Pizza Ranch, Godfather's, Pizza Hut. I'm really jealous that you have an A&W, because this town used to have an A&W, and we live where my husband grew up. And so, in college, when I would come home for holidays and stuff with him, the A&W it was only open in the summertime. It would close during the colder months. But I would get so excited to come back because they had such good ice cream. They had good cheese balls. I was always like, yes, like A&W. A lot of times we would get it on our way out. We'd get like shakes and cheese balls to share. Like if we had already eaten at like his parents' house, we would get shakes and cheese balls. And it closed down right before we moved back. I was like, why? Why? Because there's not really like an ice cream place now in this town, which is super fun. There's no Dairy Queen. You can get ice cream at like the gas stations or like McDonald's or things like that. But I would get so excited about A&W, and it closed right before we moved. This is the first summer that it's not open. Like, was that directly aimed at me? Like, I'm not sure if that was a direct aim, but that hurts. That hurts a lot. Kara said, my dream is to live in a town that has DoorDash or Postmates or something. I discovered Grubhub before we moved. We had Grubhub in Des Moines, and I would Grubhub nachos way too often. Like, not good. Like, just by myself too. Like, at one point I was like, this is really dumb that I'm doing this, because you have to pay more because you're having someone deliver it to you. I was like, you can't keep doing Grubhub just for nachos. Like, that's embarrassing. But I did. But I did. Cheese curds, yes. We're a big fan. We're a big cheese curd family over here. Big cheese curd family. Where were we? We were just somewhere. Blank. Where? I mean, I feel like we haven't done anything recently, but we were somewhere, and there was cheese balls at the gas station. Oh, it was when we went to, I think it was when we went to Dubuque to visit my family, Dubuque, Iowa. It was about a 4-hour car ride, and at one point we stopped, and as you get more north, it seems like the cheese balls start to come out a little bit more, and there was a gas station and there was cheese balls, and so we bought some, but it was super, super hot that day, and we left them in my car because when we got to Dubuque, we still couldn't check in, and so we actually had lunch first with my mom and my aunt. Then we went to check in. Mitch left the cheese balls in the car, and they kind of like melted, and they were like kind of oily. He went to eat one and went like this, and the oil dripped down on his shirt and stained his shirt. When cheese balls attack. Ugh, that's mean. That's cold. That's cold. I miss the cheese curds from the Minnesota State Fair. They are the best. I bet they're good there. Ooh, I saw something about Wisconsin. Oh, lots of comments coming in. I'm from the South. What are cheese balls? Oh, cheese balls. It's just a ball of cheese. That's about it. So you can do just like regular cheese curds, which is honestly just a ball of cheese, or best part of being from Wisconsin, yes. Or you can get, like, a lot of times this is like an appetizer at like bars and stuff. It's your cheese ball, but then they like fry them, so you have like the breading coating around them. Terrible for you. Just terrible. Terrible. But that and some ranch. I don't know if you guys are fans of ranch, but they're excellent. I have had poutine. Am I saying that correctly? I have had that when I went to Canada, and that was pretty fantastic. Squeaky cheese curds are the best. When you bite into them and they actually squeak, that's how you know you found a good cheese curd. For sure. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna have for a snack after this. I did not think this is what we were gonna be talking about for 15 minutes. We're talking about food. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, cheese curds are good. But oh yes, I was saying, I did have poutine when I went to Canada. I was there many, many moons ago for a book signing. We were having like a group of book signing with, it was like 8 authors, maybe 8 or 10 authors, and we were doing like a signing, and I think 3 of them maybe were from Canada. Oh, my phone is gonna die. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay, well, we're almost to our hour. We're at 15 minutes. I did not realize my phone was so close to dying. But I asked some of the authors from there, like, what should I eat, da da da, and yeah, they all said the poutine, so I did, and those were great. And we also had for breakfast the one day, like, really good waffles with syrup, because they were like, you have to have this syrup specifically. It was like a really small little restaurant, but they said it was super good for breakfast. And I had my waffles and my maple syrup, and it was really good. Yes, so I would love to get back to Canada. Wait, have I been to Canada twice? No. Yes, no. Just once. I went to Canada. I think I'm thinking of New York was my other time. But I had the best time in Canada. I had so much fun. I really want to come back there. I felt like everyone was super nice. The food was really good. I really quite enjoyed it. And there were so many different things that I wanted to do. I did see Niagara Falls. So that was pretty awesome. That was it was at night, and it was cold. I'm trying to think of what month I was there. But it was cold, but it was at night. So I would love to see it during the day too. But that, I mean, truly breathtaking, seeing Niagara Falls. That was awesome. But I probably should start to wrap it up, because we are at 51 minutes and my phone is at 15% battery. So Janelle says, you gotta run. Have a great afternoon. You too. I hope you will. Thank you guys for coming by. I truly didn't think we were going to talk about food this entire time, but man, I'm not mad. I'm not mad, you guys. I'm just going to say that. I can't wait to see what I'm going to eat. It's probably going to be a s'more, I'm not going to lie to you, or ice cream. But thank you guys. Like I said, I will be live tomorrow night at 7:30 CST is when I'm going to go live. So if you want to come back for another live, maybe I'll do those BuzzFeed quizzes, or maybe we'll just keep talking about food. We'll see where it takes us. My tattoo, this one is the Latin word for to write, and this one is the Aries symbol. Those are my finger tattoos. A lot of people think this says subscribe. Subscribe! It's Latin for to write, because I'm also an author. Thank you guys so much for coming by and spending some time with me. I appreciate you so much. I hope you had fun with this one. Yeah, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.